Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Sturzing, and this is an overview of my legislative analysis of the United States Pollution Prevention Act of 1990, also known as P2 or P2A, as I'll be referring to it moving forward through the presentation. The Pollution Prevention Act of 1990 created a national policy to promote pollution prevention or reduction of pollution sources wherever possible. This law also extended and expanded the Toxic Release Inventory, or the TRI, a waste reporting program established initially in the Emergency Planning and Community Right to Know Act of 1986, or EPCRA, and that was later expanded in P2A. Administered by the United States Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, P2 represents a significant change in the United States environmental policy, emphasizing prevention rather than relying solely on remediation and control measures after pollution has already occurred, otherwise known as end of pipe. While it achieved significant progress in reducing pollution through its mandates and raising public awareness of the problem of waste and disposal, various challenges have hindered its implementation. Yet there are also opportunities that existed and still do to enhance its effectiveness as contemporary environmental issues continue to grow. The need for P2A and its preventative approach to pollution prevention continues to be as vital now as ever before. Some of the key provisions of P2A include source reduction, whereby P2A promotes the use of less harmful substances, energy-efficient processes, and conservation techniques to minimize the generation of pollutants altogether. This approach further encourages industries to adopt practices that prevent pollution from occurring in the first place as well. Secondly is resource recovery, which advocates for recycling and energy recovery when source reduction is not feasible, and it emphasizes the importance of recovering valuable resources and energy from waste materials and reducing the need for raw materials, thus lowering the environmental impact altogether. And then finally, P2A offers technical assistance and grants to support industries and states in developing and implementing pollution prevention practices. This includes funding for research and development, as well as technical assistance to help entities integrate pollution prevention strategies into their operations. All these lead to the reduction in toxic emissions and a broader and enhanced environmental awareness and responsibility among industries, and a shift of that focus, as we stated earlier, away from the historic end-of-pipe solutions. P2A implementation challenges and gaps. While it was innovative in its approach to environmental protection by looking at prevention, it has faced significant challenges in implementation that have limited its overall effectiveness in specific areas. One of the primary gaps is the lack of robust enforcement mechanisms, which make it challenging to ensure compliance across various industries. Without strong enforcement, many businesses may not fully adopt or prioritize pollution prevention measures, undermining the Act's overall goal. Another problem is P2A's limited scope and coverage, and while it sets a precedent for focusing on pollution prevention, it only addresses some potential sources of pollution, not all of them. Information sharing across sectors and agencies and key stakeholders is also fragmented, with certain sectors remaining completely under-regulated. P2A primarily targets industrial sources of pollution, also with less emphasis on other sectors such as agriculture, transportation, and households, which are all significant contributors to waste accumulation and pollution. And then finally, funding for pollution prevention programs has been inconsistent. This is due to the shifts in priorities that occur with each political party in power, which significantly influences federal spending, or the slashes and reductions that can come with a different administration. Especially, it can increase the politicization of environmental programming that can be attached to the legislation, like P2A. While P2A has gaps and challenges, it also has great opportunities to strengthen its power in several areas, beginning with creating uniform standards across industries and pollution media. These can serve as a baseline for sectors, guiding them in developing more robust strategies that meet or exceed regulatory expectations. Another great opportunity is deepening public and private partnerships that provide access Two, or align funding and data sharing to bring improvements and change. Shared resources can include the provision of professional expertise and innovation opportunities that all develop strategies to reduce pollution within sectors and without, and pollution altogether. Next, and finally, there's the improvement of technology that can develop cleaner practices and minimize waste where possible. Lastly, there's also the concept of just expanded education and outreach of best practices and opportunities for technical assistance and helping with green processes and improving efforts altogether. The Pollution Prevention Act of 1990, finally, in conclusion, was an important step forward. It reoriented the United States environmental policy toward minimizing and pollution prevention at its source. It provided funding to develop systems of pollutant prevention rather than relying on final stage waste strategies, and has created pathways to increase partnerships and further understanding. If P2A is to meet future challenges, it must continue to transform itself into the spirit of the international sustainability goals, such as those aimed at climate change mitigation and natural resource conservation. Most of all, P2A must weave itself into the fabric of environmental protection that permeates every aspect of manufacturing and decision making. It'll never fade away as a feature of the law or from the industrial fabric of society, as it will become more and more critical to helping heal the planet through reductions and removal wherever possible. Thank you.